Friends, on behalf of Ananta IAS Academy, today I will be discussing with you about some of the current topics which are useful for prelims as well as the mains. You must be knowing about 2.5 years old, 2.5 decades years old, Naga Award and Naga issues. This Naga issue was a pertinent problem for most of the governments, and particularly when the Modi government came in 2015, August 3rd, there was a Naga award, and it was a historical award. There is a unit called as National Socialist Council of Nagaland, that is known as NSCN, Isaac Muvaya Group. His name was T.H. Muvaya, and the other gentleman was Isaac Chizinuvu. 80 rounds of talks were held between them, both Muvaya and the Ravi Accord. The present interlocutor is Mr. R.N. Ravi. Earlier it was Mr. K. Padmanabhaya, who is a Maharashtra cadre IAS officer and who retired as a Home Secretary. And then he was interlocutor for this Muvaya group for more than 13 years. He was an able administrator. I have interviewed him for Hans India, and he had lots of experience with the interactions of Muvaya. Then, after the 80 rounds of talks are over, the accord was awarded. The first ceasefire happened in 1997. NSCN started in 1980 with Isaac and Muvaya as leaders. What is the aim of that company, that group? The independent Nagaland is their claim, is their demand. Naglim, Myanmar and India, that is their slogan. Based on the Maoist ideology, basically a Christian organization, Nagaland for Christ, that is the symbol or that is the demand which they wanted to do. And there was a division in the group. The mother organization is ISCN-IM, and another group consisted of NSCN-K, that is of Kaplong, another gentleman who heralded the movement. The NSCN-IM occupied a run parallel government in Nagaland, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh. And in the northeastern states, there was a terrorism, and 7 sisters of the East are known as the northeastern states. Narendra Modi took an initiative. Padmanabhaya was the interlocutor at the beginning of the years, and the Siliguri corridor during the regime of Narendra Modi, a 23-kilometer corridor was laid. If it is occupied, no way to northern and eastern states. That is why the Siliguri corridor was established. Then you may ask the question, what are the 7 sisters? It is easy to remember. First of all, I will narrate the states: Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Mizoram. To remember easily, you can have an abbreviation AA, MMM, So there are AA, 2 A's, 3 M's, NT. This comes to 7 states. The present interlocutor is Mr. R.N. Ravi, and the non-territorial solution is to be prepared, and that is the major achievement of Modi government, I can say. Then the question comes, another important event of the looming crisis. In 2015, half of India's power looms are at standstill. The shutdowns in northern and southern regions of powers up to 15 to 20%. And India made yarn and fabrics, garments, etc., attracted 3.5%, 8.5%, and 14% taxes. In US and European Union and China, zero duty access to products of Pakistan, Vietnam, and Cambodia. So that has become a handicap. The CCI, that is Cotton Corporation of India, procured good quality produce from the handloom weavers. The Union Textile Ministry gives minimum support price, MSP is given like for the paddy. In 1919, the textile sector has become a very major instrument. It will expire by 2000, it expired by 2017 March. It resulted in investment of 3 crore rupees on this field. It shall be revived. It was revived also. So the 3 CCIs are Cotton Corporation of India, Cement Corporation of India, Competition Commission of India. These are the CCIs. Suppose in the prelims, if there is a question regarding CCI, you should remember all these 3 institutes. Then there is an award called Raman Magsaysay Award. It is almost like an Asia Nobel Prize. It was declared for 5 persons in 2015. Of them, 2 were Indians and 1 was a Philippine and another is a Manila gentleman. It was presented on 31st August 2015. Earlier, Raman Magsaysay Award was given to several Indians also. The awards in 1961 went to Amit Chaudhary. Then in 65, Jayaprakash Narayan, the famous leader. And then in 94, Kiran Bedi, an IAPS officer. In 96, T.N. Seshan was awarded. In 2003, JMM Lingdo. And in 74, M.S. Subbalakshmi, who was a Carnatic music exponent. And Vinoba got way back in 1958. Shanta Sinha for Hyderabad, she was awarded this man Raman Magsaysay Award in 2003. Arvind Kejriwal got it in 2006. It is given only for Asians. This you should remember. Named after Philippines President Raman Magsaysay in 1957. It is given to public servants, social workers, journalists, and literatures, and peace award winning people. This is the important thing which you have to remember. Then there is another organization called National Green Tribunal. It has come into force about a decade back, and the Justice Swatantra Kumar was the chairman of that committee, National Green Tribunal, to protect the environmental issues. There was a stay over the land acquisition on proposed greenfield capital, and environment assessment was made. The flood-prone zone not suited for high-rise buildings. That was the argument. And this National Green Tribunal, they will be ruling on different issues when the people or suo motu, a company has come into effect. Then comes the RTI Act. The RTI Act had a doubt regarding the political parties, whether they will come under RTI Act or they are public authorities or not. The Supreme Court judgment on 7th July 2015, it said, the Association for Democratic Reforms and RTI activist Subhash Chandra Agarwal, they filed a writ. So in that connection, the Supreme Court observed like this. The Central Information Commission on 3rd June 2013 declared 6 national parties, INC, Indian National Congress, BJP, CPIM, CPI, NCP, and BSP to be public authorities under Section 2(4) of RTI Act. This was a major discussion point at that time, and they did not agree for this judgment, and the tussle is still going on. Then there is another peculiar situation. In 2015, a thing happened like this. Santara, it is a Jain practice. The people who follow Jainism, they follow this practice. In 2015, up to June, 118 Jains performed Santara in India. What is the Santara? A person voluntarily gives up food and water. It can be due to incurable diseases or due to the belief of that particular Jainism. On 10th August 2015, Rajasthan High Court banned it, and they said it should not be done. In Jainism, which is as old as 1,000 years, the Parikrama Sutras say a person who wants to have the salvation he can follow this Santara model. But it is a criminal offense under 309 IPC. So the Supreme Court dwelled upon the subject for a long time, and there were judgments and final conclusion has been drawn. Then you may ask, what is the population of Jainism according to 2011 census? It was around 44,000. The Sikhs were 2 crores, Christians were 2 crores, Hindus were 96 crores, Muslims were 17 crores, Buddhists were 84,000 people. So according to the Jainism population, only 44,000 people were in the form of Jainism practice. The court's determination of what constitutes an essential religious practice amounts to a form of cultural patriarchalism, quite unethical to a liberal democracy. We are in a democracy, and in this democracy, you cannot have the suicidal attempt at this. In this case, particular case, Nikhil Soni versus of Union of India, Rajasthan, the right to live as per Article 21 does not give right to die. This you should keep in mind. Article 21 says, right to live as per is does not give you the right to die. Santara is not a religious practice of Jainism, not protected by Article 25. So Supreme Court has to give a final judgment, and the discussions were going on at that particular time. Then comes the major event of what are the issues behind and what are the foreign visits of Modi during his first tenure. After 3 years of his tenure during the Modi 1 government, Modi had a lot of foreign visits. The first visit in 2015 was Abu Dhabi in 2015. And the tour resulted in $75,000 billion massive investment in that country. And this is an important thing which we have to keep in mind. And PM announcement on 15th August, the Startup of India and Stand Up of India, this is also an important thing. The UAE visit had a heavy investments to the tune of $75 billion through UAE Bharat Infrastructure Investment Fund. And there was a land for Hindu temple given by Abu Dhabi government. UAE help for defense production was there. And this MADAD, a platform to help Indian refugees of Indian origin by the Indian consulate was there. Increase in commerce to the 60% in next few years was also a major event of a 2015 visit by government of India. At that time, there was $60 billion of increase of commerce from India from the Abu Dhabi. The welfare fund for Indians in case of any problem was also created. And 1.25 lakh banks in India were there at the time when PM Modi announced the PM Mudra and PM announcement of Startup India and Stand Up India. What is this Startup India and Stand Up India? All 1.25 lakh banks in India will adopt one Dalit Girijan youth to start an industry, or a woman if SC, STs are not available in that particular place. Team India with 125 crore population, Jan Dhan Yojana of 17 crore bank accounts opened, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and Swachh Vidyalaya, 4,25,000 laboratories in 2,062 schools has been accommodated. The power supply to the tune of 18,500 villages within 1,000 days was accumulated. 15,000 crores gained through gas subsidy. This is the Stand Up India, and this is the point of discussion for today particularly. Then the question of smart cities, which were started in 2015, is also a point for discussion. The local and international investors invited to put their money in the smart cities. The smart cities program was started when Mr. M. Venkaiah Naidu, who is the present Vice President of India, was the Minister for Urban Development. What was the initiative? information and communication technology goes to be enhanced. Neo vision that selected to improve urban services delivery is also an important thing. 100 crore to each city over next 5 years has already been given from 15 to 2000. Inclusive growth is the main slogan. 24 capital cities were selected, 24 industrial centers, 18 cultural and tourism centers were selected in this program. The center has set aside 48,000 crores on this particular smart cities. The states to allocate another 48,000 as a matching grant, and total it comes to 96,000 crores. And total of 98 cities were selected in Andhra, combined Andhra, Hyderabad, Warangal and Telangana states in Telangana, and Vizag, Kakinada and Tirupati in AP were selected. Then comes the question of Team India. This was the slogan given by Modi on 15th August 2015. What was the idea? He says it gained importance with India's national cricket team. By on that year, the cricket team won the game, and so the Modi government also has made this coinage of word. 11 skilled Indians who had come together to represent the country in a global competition. Since they have won the game, Modi government also thought a Team India is better. The vision of Team India demands a complete merger of the nation with the state in which the 125 crore citizens, by 130 it is now, instead of rights bearing political entity, dwindles into a kind of glorified employee moving ahead. The citizens should think themselves, or an employee should think himself as a glorified employee. These aspects stand out as integral for the team. One is competitiveness, another is being together and work. This is another major event which happened during the first term of Modi government. Then comes the Bandhan. Bandhan is a big achievement by Modi government in the first achievement. Bandhan joins Banking League. India's newest bank, Bandhan Bank in Calcutta, it has started in 2015. It has 501 branches, 2022 service centers across the 24 states, 1.43 crore accounts, 19,500 employees, 71% branches in rural areas. This is the major thrust. The inauguration was on 23rd August 2015 by Arun Jaitley, who was the finance minister at that time. The Reserve Bank licensing norms stipulates there should be minimum of 500 crore capital, and Bandhan starts with 25.70 crores capital, 2,570 crores capital. Bandhan was started, and it has become a very big major thing. And then comes another important point, oil fields for auction. This is a major thrust given by Modi's government during the first tenure. 69 small oil fields on the block. Petroleum Minister at that time, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, he started this movement, and a shift from cost recovery to revenue sharing. That was the major idea in declaring these oil fields for the auction. 69 oil blocks to be auctioned, they were auctioned. 89 million tons in fields were acquired. 3,500 crore production target was made in 2015. Unified license for all hydrocarbons were given, a single license. Instead of going for a moving from one door to another, a single window system has happened and a single license was given. The company has to apply for each oil field. Each oil field is a separate segment. They have to apply. The crude price of a barrel at that time in 2015 was $45. The Law Commission, it gives suggestions to the government of India, and sometimes they are accepted. In 2015, the Law Commission has suggested abolition of death penalty. It is still under purview only. No final decision has been taken. The rarest of the rare principle laid down in Bachan Singh versus the state of Punjab, in 1980. That is the important thing which we have to discuss. The death penalty remains arbitrary and judge-centric and hence constitutionally unsustainable. This is the argument because it is judge-centric. One judge may say it is a death penalty, another may say it is a life imprisonment. So the Law Commission suggests restorative and reformative justice. Instead of a death penalty, you reform him, you restore him, you give him some accommodation to work, and he may be a person with repentance. Except in the case of terrorists, the Law Commission said the death penalty can be awarded. The Commission has put in the bail in Parliament Court. The bill is to be regulated. Parliament may not agree or may agree. These are the points which we have discussed today, and I thank you all. And please make down notes in your own way and keep the important points in your mind and prepare your own subject. You add some more things to the points which I have discussed today because it is a regular routine thing. You also go on reading Hindu newspaper or Times of India or the local newspaper in Telugu also, and you add on going to it. Suppose somebody says the death penalty could be given, you add to it saying that particular agency has told like this. And some people may argue that it is not according to the CPC. Then you add that point also. For all the points which I have discussed today, there is a lot of material to be collected. And you please go on adding to your notes, which will be of a ready reference for you at the time of your prelims examination. Thank you.